Hello, welcome to UDAYA. My name is Jamila, and today I'll be making a lemony lentil soup. So I got introduced to this soup and I went to a Moroccan restaurant back home and I just loved it. And it's really light. It's actually a meal you can eat in the summertime if you want to. You're feeling like, you want something more than just a salad. And it's also really easy to make. So we're gonna start off with a heated pan. I've got this on medium heat. We'll add some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil to the pan. So we want to start off with a couple of tablespoons. Okay. And to that, we're gonna do the base. This is gonna form the base of flavor for our soups. That's gonna be some minced onion, celery, and some diced carrots. We'll add that to it. Oh my God, you hear that sizzle? That's absolutely amazing. So we know our pan is nice and heated. And with the soups that I make these days, I like to kind of saute all my veggies and all the herbs and spices. And I'm using lentils that are already pre-cooked. That's kind of what makes it really simple. Like this is all gonna come together in less than 10 minutes, right? So we saute our aromatics. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this, not too much because we are using vegetable broth. So that already has some salt. But what the salt does is that it helps the vegetables cook down faster. So it's gonna draw out that liquid, that water out of them and help them saute down faster. So it's just kind of a little trick. And I'm using some fresh Himalayan sea salt. And we're just gonna grind that fresh into our pan. So just a couple of grinds. Get that mixed up again. And the other fresh aromatic flavor we're gonna add to this is some pressed garlic. Now, I love garlic, but I hate chopping garlic. So a garlic press is really handy for this, okay? And this is gonna be a nice, kinda chunky, brothy soup, okay? So we've got our aromatics going. Gonna turn the heat up a little bit. Since we've added all this stuff, it kind of took the temperature down of the pan. And we'll get our garlic press, and we're gonna put 2 cloves of garlic pressed in here. So you just add your garlic to the press and boom, squeeze it out. That's so easy. Okay, and we do one more. Just add it there and press that right into the pan. Put that aside. So that's really good. Once you add the garlic, you don't need to cook it because you don't want the garlic to burn. So you just are getting that mixed in. And we will add our other base of flavor, which is gonna come from our spices, is a curry. Now, I could have broken this down and added cumin and paprika and all this stuff, but it's just easy enough to just get a pre-mixed curry that you like. This one is amazing. It kind of already has some lemony notes to it. So you can look on your curry blend packet and just kind of see, but this one is really good. So I think I'll do a couple of pinchfuls, and this is the equivalent of maybe like 2 teaspoons. And I've just gotten really good at being able to just, measure things out by hand. And the more you're in the kitchen, you're gonna develop this skill set. Yeah, and cook that again. The other thing that adding your herbs to the pan does, it really just kind of brings out all of that flavor. You can really smell it. So if you can smell your food, if it smells good, it's gonna taste good. And it just kind of helps to waken up those spices because, they've been sitting on the shelf in a container, and cooking it in a little bit of oil releases those flavors. Last thing we want to do, which is not totally customary, but being a vegetarian, always trying to figure out ways that I can get kind of like all of my greens, get all of my nutrients, and just not having to have soup and a salad and all this stuff. You can just add some really good greens to this. And so you're gonna get all of that wonderful greens. And what we have here is some finely chopped kale. This would also be really good with spinach. You know, you can chop up some spinach. You wouldn't have to cook it as long. You can do like some mustard greens, which give us a little spice. But I like kale. Kale is just kind of like all the rage right now. And with this mix, we even have a couple of different kales. We have some purple kale, some lacinato kale. So we're just mixing all of this together in the pan, sauteing it down. And this really helps to concentrate the flavor. And once all the kale is wilted, then we will move it off the heat and we'll put everything in a soup pot. And you'll see how this soup really comes together, okay? So I love the way this is looking. You see you got carrots, you have onions, you got your kale that's wilted down. And this is really, really, you could eat this right now. Like, this is good enough right now as it is. But, we're going to add it to a soup and just make for an amazing soup. So that's good. It's reduced down. Now you can kind of see kale and all the vegetables, and that's really good. That's what you want. So we'll move that off to the heat, off the side, and we'll get ourselves a soup pot. So about 4 quarts or more. We'll turn the heat up because we want the soup to come to a boil. And to that, we'll add about 3 cups of vegetable broth. And you can use broth that's in a can, just kind of like whatever you like. If you are really feeling it and you want to make some homemade broth and then just put some away for when you want to use it for recipes, that's amazing as well. What I did and what is really easy for me is just got a bouillon cube, however much you need, boil some water, and we just reconstitute it, and that works really well. And so that's why you want to be careful with salt, because those are heavily salted. So we just get that going, and then we add our lentils. And the lentils that I add for this soup, that I'm using for this soup, are brown lentils. And these are pre-cooked. They were just kind of boiled earlier for about 25 minutes. 30 minutes, they're gonna get like really soft and mushy. So 25, they really still hold their shape. And brown lentils are really good for that. If you're doing like a red lentil, it's gonna get too creamy and it's gonna get like mushy, and this won't have the look you're going for. So we have 2 cups of lentils, and we're gonna add this to the soup. So just be careful when you add, your lentils to the soup. You don't want it to splash. So I just kind of use the spoon as a guard. Okay. Get it all in there. And you got like really great protein, lots of great flavor. I mean, lentils are so easy. They're just really versatile, and they are amazing. I love lentils and all kinds of things. Okay, so we've got our lentils, our broth, we have our greens and aromatics. And so now we're gonna add that to the pot along with the lentils and the broth. Okay, so here we go. Just add that there. And once again, I'm not dumping everything in there, because you dump and then the stuff can just like really splatter up on you. So you just want to be really careful when you're adding your ingredients. Okay, so now we did say this was a lemony lentil soup, right? So this is where you're gonna get that really bright flavor. So this is still on the heat. Okay, we're good, we're simmering. We're going to add a little bit of parsley. Just always, I love to add fresh herbs. Like I build flavor in a recipe with like the onions and garlic, then we add some spices, and then we always add some type of fresh herb. So this is just some fresh parsley. And we have the zest of half a lemon. right? So we took this lemon, we cut it in half, and we took the zest off of the outside of that. So that's gonna give you a lot of flavor. And you have all the lemon oil and everything like that that goes in there. So that's one layer of lemony. And then the second layer is some fresh lemon juice. So a trick is I just like to squeeze my lemons right into my hand over the pot of soup or whatever it is you're adding it to, and you help to catch all of the seeds right in your hand, and the juice just comes right out. And then we do that again, just get all that good juice. Lemony lentil soup. Put that to the side, dry our hands, and give it one last stir. And this looks really good. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a little taste test. Make sure all of our flavors. So before you get ready to, and really I'm tasting the broth. That's where a lot of the flavor is gonna be in. So just get a little bit. I'm gonna blow on that. That's really good. I wish y'all could be here. But you're gonna make this, so I know you'll taste it. That's amazing. So we're done. This soup is done. You see how easy that was? So we're just gonna plate it in a nice shallow bowl so you can kind of see all the different colors and everything like that. Serve it with some pita bread. If you want, you can do a salad. This is something easy. You can have some friends come over and you're like, I made the soup. You guys bring everything else. So we'll do that. And then we'll get some good broth. There we go. You can squeeze a little bit more lemon juice on top right before you serve it. And always serve soup with some kind of bread. I mean, you know, so we've got some great, just kind of like hearty pita bread, or something even finer, like, you know, a flat lavash or something. So that's our lemony lentil soup with greens, and it is just delicious, it's easy, and lighten up for a summer meal. Thank you.